Hi, I'm Soren Campbell. The innovation process is arguably one of the most important processes for any organization because innovation is about creating your future through new products, services, business models, and processes. To have an effective innovation process, you usually need to take an idea through a number of different phases or stages, and then gates to evaluate the idea at each phase and let it through to the next phase so that you can add more funding and resources to developing the idea. So the innovation phases and gates process is comprised of a number of different steps typically. Idea generation, proof of concept, the business case, the development plan, and then implementation. When you think about idea generation, that's all about coming up with a whole bunch of ideas, having ideally a format, a common format for defining those ideas, and then common criteria for evaluating those ideas, and then taking those top prioritized ideas into the proof of concept stage where you're creating a prototype, and that prototype can be a product, or it can be a mock-up, or it could be pretty much anything, but the goal is to create something that you can share with real customers and get feedback. Feedback so that you can iterate and revise and test your assumptions. The next phase is the business case phase. So assuming you've got a good idea, you have a good proof of concept, or you've gotten feedback, you now create a business case that basically describes the financial and return on investment rationale for the idea itself. How big is the opportunity? How much revenue will it generate? How much cost savings will it create? If you pass an idea through the business case phase, then you take it into the development phase. And the development phase is all about building out the idea, developing it, creating it, fleshing it out, defining it further through a tangible solution. And that can be a product or a service or defining a process, and ideally iterating and implementing while you're doing it by getting customer feedback and feedback from other stakeholders. And then finally, after you've developed it, you want to implement it. And that involves really taking it to market or implementing it inside your organization if it's a process. Those are the phases of the innovation process.